Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is today I'm going to be talking about SHLL. It's been over a month where I have talked about it. You'll find my other DD in the description if you want to look into it later after this video. Make sure you drop a like to this video to help this channel grow. Subscribe and turn your notifications on to get the latest added videos. Without further ado, I'm going to go through technical analysis and then I'm going to go through latest news, financials, and everything that I could find about this company from in the last month and a half. So let's jump into it. You can get to see on the 1 month, 1 day here perspective. The MACD is curving upwards after a while in the red, and you get to see that it is going to be trying to test that reversal sometime this week. So it'll be interesting to see there. The ADX shows in a little bit of a sloppy movement with no current strong indication for a trend that is holding. William percent R is sitting a little bit around neutral, heading towards the oversold region, and the momentum here seems to have not moved for a while. Stock price, the 30 EMA is above the 10 SMA, which is a bearish sign, but they're very close to one another, and the stock is in a trading action zone where reversals are likely between the two. So we might actually still see a curve up where the 10 SMA jumps back up above the 30 EMA. That is still highly possible. The stock price is still above the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA, which is a good sign. Now moving on towards the 1 hour perspective, we get to see that MACD that is curving up, and it might actually testing the positive sometime tomorrow on Monday. So that is a good news there. ADX really sloppy though, nothing significant here. And in terms of William percent R, it's sitting in mostly during the day at oversold, jump back to neutral, and momentum shows a little bit of a sloppy movement. Averages aren't really that important, but they're all very close to one another. And you might actually see them cross. So it's more of a sensitive situation right now. So taking a quick look into the moving averages here, you get to see the stock price is trading in the moving average band on the bottom. So we expect it to drive between somewhere 18.5 and 2051, or 2051 and 2268. That is the range where you would expect it to hover around. Now coming in towards supports and resistances, we get to see a current support sitting in on traditional somewhere around 1934. There's another one in 1949, so first 1949. 1936, 1929, and then we're seeing 1914, and then 1893, and then we're seeing 1865, 1839, and then we're seeing a hole down below down to 1782. Coming in towards resistances, you're seeing 1965, and then you're seeing 1982, and then you're seeing 1995, and then 2016, and then 2028, and then you're seeing 2091, and you can see from there on there's an upper level to around 2157. So it's really sees a nice jump from there on. Coming in towards current movements and what you're seeing in terms of trends, nothing significant here in terms of trends other than what you're seeing on perhaps the 3 months 1 day perspective. Nothing significant. It is looking like it might actually be accumulating right now, which is a healthy move. But I do expect it to trade a little bit between here and there for quite a bit. We're going to go on through how playing the stock right after I go on through the news and the latest updates for this company. So I did go before towards the difference between Tortoise and Highland in my previous video, so you can check that out. So I'm just going to move on forward to the latest news. So Highland announces Andrew H. Carr Jr. to join the board. So that is a bit of a positive move for some people, or at least in some perspective. Right here, basically, it says that what does it say? Okay, so he's an independent board member. Card will leverage his expertise in logistics, government affairs, and compliance, and operations to guide and inform Highland's long-term objective to deliver industry's lowest total cost of ownership and emission performance for fleets. Card's nomination to the combined entities board follows a respected career in public service as the former U.S. Secretary of Transportation under George W. Bush, as well as the White House Chief of Staff under the President George W. Bush. Sorry, George H.W. Bush. Yep. So this person has a bit of more expertise in the transportational sector, so they're bringing something to the table. So that's the thing you can get out of it, nothing more over there in terms of their ambitions and whatnot. Now moving on towards institutional purchases, and you get to see that institutions are interested in it, and the interest has picked up in August. You get to see very much combined, almost I would say very close to around 400,000 to 500,000 shares added in just August. Now we do know that the last time on the 3rd of August, this company has liquidated all the entire profile, but you get to see just few days before, this company has increased their shares percentage by 34,000%. That's something significant. Now moving on forward, you get to see on their 10Q report for Q2. And of course, as expected, there is a bit of a loss. You get to see general administrative expenses has skyrocketed. Loss from operations has gone quite a bit, but that is expected with some kind of acquisitions and movement in the company. There is a bit of a loss there that we're seeing compared to from an income. So an income was almost close to $1 million, going to around close to $2 million loss. So that's around $3 million total. That is still though expected with such acquisition that is happening. So the company is in transition currently. So you expected that the merger will close around Q3 2020 at the end of there. So probably in the next couple of months. So we'll probably hear other PRs. Very much closer to where September is lying. I do expect that merger to kind of go through. They're raising $1.5 billion at $10 per share PIPE subscription price, and assuming no public shareholder of Tortoise Acquisition Corporation exercise their redemption rights. Basically, raising more money for the acquisition. You have pre-orders coming in. Just positive news in terms of raising capital. Nothing significant there. This one was basically proxy for a special meeting of stockholders of Tortoise Act Corporations. Nothing significant here and there except just the usual. More shares to be issued for Class A. What else we're looking at? Director votings and appointees. Nothing significant there. That kind of points out to me something we're a warning level. This was all the way back to 10th of August, so that's a little bit more of priced in news. Now, how would I play the stock? And I did mention that this is one of the stocks that I like a little bit more on the longer hold, but I do want to see it accumulate, and it looks like it's actually accumulating here. So this might be a really nice jump to get on it, perhaps a little bit closer towards the $18, for instance. That seems to be a really nice spot. So as soon as it gets closer to the $18, I would buy it if it does dip, just at least in the morning or whatnot. But it's definitely a good hold, especially coming in maybe at the end of next week or the week after. I do see a reversal happening. If you're holding this, I would definitely consider holding and not selling right now. And if the price does dip quite a bit, consider averaging down. That's my game plan for this stock. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure you mention it down in the comments below. Please subscribe and like, and you have a wonderful day. And before I forget, please mention a bit more constructive feedback into how I can improve my videos to help me help you. Thank you very much.